Hey everyone, welcome back to the Path to Purpose podcast. My name is Kieran Williams, and today I'm going to be talking on an interesting topic. When is the right time? When is the right time for anything? When is the right time to take an opportunity or find a new job? When is the right time to get into a relationship? When is the right time to travel? When is the right time to tell someone how you feel about them? When is the right time to talk to a friend about problems you have? Whatever it is. That is such a big question that's always asked, and there's lots of misinterpretations around this question. Often we are so hyper-focused on getting things done at the right time, but the right time is only relevant to our own internal processing. We come up with the right time ourselves, and we create a time frame in our minds to when something needs to get done. Sometimes this comes out of fear, because we don't want to hurt someone else, or we feel like we need to wait a while to let things cool down, or it could even be procrastination as well. Especially procrastination if it's about work. Sometimes we say that it's not the right time to do something if we really don't actually want to do it. So we think of excuses to why it shouldn't be done yet. And it's very easy to fall into this trap, and I actually know how it feels myself from my own past experience. You procrastinate because you think it's not the right time. It's not the right time yet, like, oh no, I don't really feel ready for this and it's not right. But in your head, you know deep down that it is what you want to do. But instead, you give yourself an excuse. And often, that sometimes that excuse can be that it's not the right time. One thing that's important to remember is that the universe is always working in its own perfect timing. So, for example, how many times have you been somewhere and done something and said to yourself, wow, that really just happened at the right time, or that couldn't have been better timing, or if I didn't say that when I did, then I wouldn't have this opportunity now. If I said that later, I could have missed out on this opportunity. This is all part of the divine timing as well of the universe. And I do believe there is timing to things. There is things that happen for us because we're open to the opportunities. And usually we say these things when we're not even thinking about the timing, which is also a great reminder to always remain present in every situation. Don't think about when and how you should do something, but instead have the intention to do it. And instead of thinking about when it's the right time, just feel it. Feel it within yourself. You'll know when the right time is. You don't have to think so much about all the details of it. Just feel it within yourself. Now feels like the right time. And when you have that, try not to hesitate, because if you hesitate, then that's when you're letting fear come in. You're second guessing yourself. You're not trusting yourself. So I think that's really, really important. So in summary, you don't have to think about when the right timing will be. You just have to feel when the right timing will be. It's a very subtle difference, but if you can make that change, then it will help you a lot. This is a common question that comes up a lot in life, and it often stumps people. And sometimes I still catch myself saying this today. And I have to remind myself about going with the flow and how important it is to just kind of let go of any expectations or predictions and things like this. And not just with this question, but with everything. I think at some point I will actually cover the topic of going with the flow, because I feel like it's a good topic to get into. But yeah, this kind of ties into that. One example of this for me was when I was working in my old job. So my old job I was doing was in security, and I kept thinking about when the right time would be to eventually leave and focus on the career that I actually wanted to do. And it took me such a long time to finally get the courage to leave and do it. And there's two arguments to this. It could have been the right time for me to leave when I did, because if I left earlier, there could have been problems, or maybe it would have been too risky for me. Like maybe I wouldn't have been able to have found the work. But then alternatively, if I had left earlier, then I could have had more opportunities in my new job. I could have found new work. Like it could have gone either way. The problem was I second-guessed myself so much, and I didn't trust myself enough to release that feeling of when is the right time? Like, should I leave now? Is it now? Should I leave later? Should I have left earlier? All these questions relating to when is the right time. I think the one thing to take away from this is that when you're making a decision about when the right time is, make sure it's not fear that's getting in the way of your decisions. Trust yourself enough to know that you want to make that change, And if it feels right to do it, then follow it, because fear is just there to try and convince you otherwise. The reality is, if you do make that change, you'll be very thankful to yourself, and often that's where the magic can happen. This is something I'm definitely going to be continuing to develop and evolve through my own journey. And I also hope this is something that can help you along your journey too, or should I say your path to purpose. But that's it for today's episode, and as always, thank you so much for listening. I'm wishing you all a very Merry Christmas as well in 2024, and I will catch you all in the next episode.